We are in Buckingham Palace, the very heart of the British nation. Sherlock Holmes, put your trousers on.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie, and in case you missed it, they just cast a whole bunch of people on Game of Thrones Season 4. That's right around Comic-Con they just started making announcements, and we have 4 new people on Game of Thrones right now. It would have been 5, but I think they lost my letter asking for a spot in the cast this season. So including the Red Viper, which was cast a while ago, we now have the Magnar of Fen, Mace Tyrell, one of the Sand Snakes, and one of the Greyjoy uncles. That's right, there's even a Doctor Who person in there. So who did the casting dragon gobble up? Well, first there's Indira Varma. I loved her on seasons 1 and 2 of Luther, so in case you haven't seen that show, check it out on Netflix. It also has Idris Elba, who basically headlines the show. Who do you think he would play on Game of Thrones? Probably someone really badass. Then there's Mace Tyrell. He's being played by Roger Ashton Griffiths. You might not recognize him, but here's a picture. He's been a really awesome British character actor for a long time, so I think he'll provide a nice blend of aristocracy and comedy. Then there's our wildling, Joseph Gatt. He's actually this really menacing looking guy, as you can see here. I don't know how big his role is going to be on the show this year, because they gave a lot of his parts from season 3 to The Lord of Bones, so we'll see later as the season goes on. And then there's our Doctor Who actor, Mark Gatiss. He is actually going to be an amalgam of several of the Greyjoy uncles. I'll talk more about that in a second, but how awesome is it that we have a Sherlock and Doctor Who connection on Game of Thrones now? I mean, that's just like fandom nirvana right there. Obviously, I'm most excited about the Mark Gatiss casting. If you haven't watched him on Sherlock, he basically plays Mycroft, Sherlock's older brother, and although the Greyjoys are really serious, and I think obviously the Mycroft character kind of does that really well, obviously the Greyjoys are just completely bonkers, so I think that Mark Gatiss is going to have a lot of fun with this. I'm actually guessing that the Greyjoy he'll be playing will be Victarion, and I'll explain why, but I have to talk about it with a few spoilers, so in case you don't want to hear, just turn the volume down for a second. Okay, so we already know that they're going to compress those 3 Greyjoy uncle characters into one character just so they don't have to cast 2 extra people. So obviously that's where Mark Gatiss comes in. He actually said he'll be speaking with an Irish accent, which kind of hints at the Greyjoys just based on the region that they're in. We can also guess in season 3 that because they're compressing these characters, we won't see the Kingsmoot, which means that we're not really sure what Victarion's going to be doing. Remember, he's the Lord Commander of their fleet, so he basically has all the ships. And if you remember, at the end of Season 3, Asha sailed to save Theon from Ramsay Snow. It's my guess that she's going to be intercepted by Stannis on his way to the Wall, and Victarion will have to rescue her. Honestly, it could go down some other way, and we don't know when Stannis is going to arrive at the Wall, and we don't know what Asha's storyline is going to be. Obviously, she's probably still going to be captured by Stannis' fleet, but we don't know when that's going to happen or what episode it's going to come in. So let me know what you think. Volume back up. So for those of you who turned the volume down because you didn't want to hear spoilers, just to summarize, Mark Gatiss is awesome and you need to watch Sherlock right now. I'll actually be doing a big update for Sherlock Season 3 in a couple days. Be sure to subscribe to get it. I'm going to VidCon on Thursday though, so I'll do that video after I get back. And if you are going to VidCon, be sure to give me a high five. I'll give you a high five right back. Wouldn't that be funny if I just left my hand right there? I just walked around like this. That'd be crazy. Also, I'm going to be down in Anaheim again in 2 weeks for Disney's D23. They'll be doing all kinds of great Star Wars and Marvel stuff there. If you remember, they didn't bring Star Wars to Comic-Con because they were saving it for D23. So I'll be posting some videos from that too. Be sure to subscribe to get all that too. In the meantime, thank you guys so much. You are so amazing. I never thought that I would get to 15,000 subscribers so fast. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are all awesome. While you're thinking up awesome questions to ask me, be sure to click here and watch my review of the very first episode of Joss Whedon's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Or you can click here to learn about when they're going to announce the brand new Doctor Who. It's coming up really soon, so get excited. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. High fives.